Thank you, everybody, for joining us at the webinar. My name is Koen de Grande. I'm responsible for, let's say, the subcommittee Print and Design. Hopefully, with this presentation, I give you a little bit more information how to create from Canva out a good PDF, or what we can expect and what we can do. First of all, the agenda from today, we have an introduction, how to generate a PDF from Canva. Then I will give a live demo, and naturally we're finishing with Q&A. I will present myself here. I'm Koen de Grande, as I already said. Already a long time on the business, because you see it already from 1980. I did some things in the graphical system world or systems. Lately, last on 2023, I was acquired by Lab9 Pro, which is my boss now, or the company where I work for. Let's say already in the Gendro Group from 2010, and as I said, responsible for print and design. You see also my email address if some people had some questions about those things or remarks. Please reply to that email address. Why Canva? Because we are not blind on that. Canva is also an application which is commonly used in agencies, marketing divisions, in-house printing offices, and government. It's easy to use, yes, because it's web-based. A lot of people are using it for social media posts, which give us the opportunity to, let's say, create some things, some social media posts for LinkedIn, Google Ads, Instagram, and so on. Naturally, we can also generate video, photo, web pages, and documents to print. I put it there in color because that is the thing where we will focus on today. Why this webinar? GMG as an organization feels that we can help you guys how to provide or how to create a PDF should be done. So printers, copy shops, or people who have to produce or print out your PDF file can use it and work with it. You see there on the screen, on the image, on the website of gbg.org, you have the valuable content, and there you find application settings. You find there also the user guides, which I presented for the Adobe Express, and will be generated also for Canva. First of all, I have to say you have to pay attention because the Canva family has some different versions, which can naturally give you more or less opportunity to how a PDF can be generated. Especially, you have to pay attention, the free version, you can generate PDF files, but you will not be able, as you will see, convert to CMYK. So the basic color environment is RGB that we are working on. Also for Affinity, Affinity is now free of charge, but it does not contain AI, or if you want to use the AI functionality, you have to have the Pro, the Business, or the Enterprise license. I mentioned there also a little bit how much you can upload documents and images and generate files up to a certain amount of space provided by the license. As I mentioned already, the color space is by default RGB. EPS files are not supported. So JPEG and all the JPEG, PNG, and the other ones, you can have, it must be smaller than 50 megabyte to upload it. So quality-wise, it's not always the highest quality that you can upload to the system to be used. If you want to upload fonts, you can. There's open type support, true type support, and open format support. Affinity files can be imported, but I have to say, if you already use Affinity before and you have some package, you will generate it and upload it. Is it working fine? In 80% of the cases, yes, but there are some issues that you may expect now. We will see that further on. Brand colors, logos can be uploaded, but only for the payable versions. As I said, brand colors are using the web color definition, the hex code, not a CMYK code and not a spot color code. Adobe Illustrators are supported up to 300 megabytes, but pay attention, the option PDF compatible format should be selected, otherwise it does not work. Layers are not supported. I'm talking about really as in InDesign or what that we add an extra layer, for instance, for extra language or extra information separately. PDF are supported up to 300 megabytes and a max of 500 pages in one file. Photoshop is also supported. So that are the things we can upload to generate our files in Canva. Office documents equal. You see the limitations, 200 megabytes, audio to 250 megabytes, and video up to 1 gigabyte of data. Maybe people are expecting also that I would give some information about Affinity. Well, I will give you that information here. From Infinity, it's since March 2024, it's member of Canva. Can be downloaded now for free. They said that you have to register yourself, and this one app which takes it all. They say it's free forever, but honestly, I have a doubt if it will stay forever. But that's what they're saying, and I have to believe what they're saying or presenting online. So you see there the apps before, Affinity Designer, Photo, and Publisher 2. Now you see the green one, Affinity.app, which contains the 3 applications as before. User settings for those Affinity are available on the website from the GAN workgroup. They are still valid to use, but because of new export settings which are possible in Affinity, I have to examine if with the new possibilities or newer versions of PDF, it really supports everything as it should be. So if you do it as mentioned in the guidelines, you should be able to generate a good PDF to be produced. Where you can find it on the valuable content side, there's a button apart Affinity, and there you can download for free the guidelines. Now we will talk about a little bit of Canva and PDF, how to generate from Canva a PDF, a good PDF. We can generate everything, but there are some specific needs that we may need in our production, like a bleed, for instance. So it's important that you look to it and that you see when you go to file in the menu, if you are in the system, but I will show you later on, there are some settings in which you can say show margins, show print bleed. Those options, I would say, please activate them. And so you know to create a file with a margin so it can be printable, and also if bleed is necessary to produce afterwards. You will see here some examples of bleed. So you see the right rectangle, the black rectangle give me the border of the page, print, let's say final cut page. And you see you have to design when you create some things to pass that line. So bleed is in the file and can be used afterwards to cut. There's 2 possibilities to generate a PDF or to save your PDF after you have done your creation. You go to share and you press to the download button, in which you see on the right side, you will get your information, and you can click on the button download, which is presented nearby print with Canva, public view, and so on. You choose PDF print as a format. You have also PDF standard, which is as mentioned for document and email, which is just produced for, let's say, sending out information and not preferably to be reproduced on paper or to print multiple copies. Except if you say, okay, I will send it to the guy and he has the only one copy to print on his desk, then PDF standard can be used, but you can evenly use PDF print for it. So it's not so much harder and difficult to send to or to create. You see, if you want to have some crop marks and bleed information, you should cross that option on. If you have the Pro version and the business version of Canva, the option in color profile, which is just underneath there, you see RGB, best for digital, and CMYK, best for professional printing, is presented, but not normally in the free version, except if they change it with options, which or with updates. It can be, but for that moment here, it's only if you have a payable version that you can use this option now. So you can select CMYK for best printing. You can also see that save download settings. You can mark it up so the next time you don't have to fill in or request crop marks and all this option on or off, depending how you will export it. So you see that. You see also CMYK. You see there the mentioning of the bit of the little symbol crown, which is mentioned, and you will see if you go to the website which version of Canva are, that it's always the payable versions. It's for Canva Pro or higher, as I mentioned. RGB to CMYK is they're valid. Honestly, is it necessary in my point of view? And I'm sorry to maybe other persons can disagree, but to my point of view and my experience, is it the best way? I believe not. You can easily let it in RGB, but afterwards, if you have to produce it digitally or print it on a commercial press, you should do let the workflow translate or your RIP translated the RGB information to good output. CMYK is possible, but the only problem there is if you mark CMYK, it's a generic CMYK without any ICC information, only it prevents an output intent, and which is standardly used Grackle 2013 CRPC 6 in on the file. That is a little bit the reason why I'm not so quite fond of that in that part or that way they are generating the CMYK, which is different than Adobe Express. Adobe Express had the opportunity to add an ICC profile from Fogra 39 or something else. You can also flatten your PDF. And if you go to the website or look into the website or some description about how you should do it, it converts, it's generated an image of a complete page. Yeah. So it's one image. You don't have any information about text, what is an image, what is a vector-based document part. It's all one image by page. And according to Canva, what they are saying is you should flatten this option because it provides you the best possible option to produce your file as generated by Canva. Honestly, I disagree for that because we're losing a lot of information and the image is just 300 pixels per inch. So if you have to enlarge your PDF afterwards, it's not the good way to do it. But it's what they are saying, and that's why I mentioned it also on the presentation. We will look into Canva. We go live now. Now you see my print and design test files. As I mentioned already in the start of the presentation, there is a possibility to upload also affinity files. As in the announcement and the text which was delivered with it, we created a test file which contains about 8 pages with different parts on it, but it's like that. We created that in Affinity. We created that in InDesign. We created it also in Adobe Express. And naturally, I created also here in the soft of Canva. The only difference what I did here was I imported, because I wanted to test those things too, I imported the Affinity file into the system, and it generated me, because I said it's a double-faced document, which I've done also in Affinity. It's generated a file, a Canva file, with the content in there. But as you see here, there are some links sometimes missing, and it does not have anything to do with kind of file, if it's a JPEG file or a PNG file. It's yeah, it misses sometime an image, and even I did it 2 or 3 times, and it can be that the next time it's another image which is not correctly converted. So honestly, you have a kind of a document which you can use as a creation that you created in Affinity and upload it and use it, but it's not without any errors. Naturally, because you can select the image and again replace it with the uploads or the things you generated. If I go to a folder, I go to private, and I say I want to upload now this thing, I can naturally replace the image which I have here with the new image I designed and created, and has a good resolution of it. So if it's without errors, no, it's not yet. And now I enlarge it, or I can place it like that. It's just to show you those things. It's not that I want to learn you how to use Canva in that way. But as I shown also on the presentation here, important is here system. You see here, I marked my margins, I marked my print bleed, and possibly also comments. So I see here, this is until the bleed region. This is, let's say, the black rectangle is the finished page size. So if now I want to create a PDF file out of it, I can do it easily by going here, downloads, or that's a second possibility. Or you could click on share, in which you saw in my presentation. Then you have the button downloads, and you come to about the same menu as we have here. You can naturally, again, select best for printing. Yeah. Then you can choose, would you like to convert it to RGB, yes or no? You see here the kind of pages. Do you need some crop marks? And naturally, I can save those settings if I want to use it next time again. So if I now do downloads, the file will automatically be generated and saved in your download folder on your system. In the guidelines I'm writing, there are some extra things if you want to, let's say, use rulers or guidelines, if you want to change the margins of your document in that part. You see here also resizing. You see you have also resizing, but you see there again, the little crown is in the symbol. This means it's not directly in the free version. It is just available in the payable version, in which you can create custom sizes for print, for video, and other things in that. I will go back now to the presentation. This is just an easy way to generate your PDF file, but pay attention, because we also tried to pre-flight those systems with InFocus software and the Color software, which you all know. Or if you don't know, take contact with those guys or with us. I can help you with that. This is the pre-flight, because I asked it for CMYK, because yeah, and we accept RGB in those cases. And it was the same message that we got, the same things we saw with the Calas PDF toolbox. We get the same messages. You see there the resolution, which is a little bit normal, because there you saw when I uploaded those things from Affinity, there were some images which are not quite transformed to Canva on the correct way. This is why we get a resolution error, which is okay. The other thing which is a little bit can be annoying that you see that the crop box does not match the media box. It could be sometimes annoying for digital printing devices in which they use the crop box to define the final or the size of your document when printed and finished, like an A4 or something else. So that could be sometimes annoying that it is not correctly positioned. You can naturally with those applications correct it, but it's just I want to show you the error which came up. Are there some questions? If you imported that PDF file into Canva, it's also automatically converted to RGB. So because there it's already changed your information if you upload it on that part. So don't count on it that it's without any error. I'm sure of it. Further testing should be done. It can, but the flatten option is only when you save it as a PDF file. The flatten option there says, okay, I will take the completely content of the page and I transform it to one image. So it's really as you take a picture of your file and say, okay, I have my page as a picture in there, so nothing about different elements. You don't see anything, just a rectangle with an image. That's all you got on 300 ppi for that. Yeah, it does, but the RGB is a generic RGB as it converted. It's just to show you, use it. It shows it uses the display ICC profile, but not to convert your files. I think we are at the last slide. And thank you for joining us. Don't forget to check the website. The user guide for Canva is coming. The one I generated for Adobe Express is online on the site. You can easily go to the website and go to the user guides. There you will find them for Adobe Express. I have to mention I'm already working on an update because at the moment I wrote, there was not already the possibility for converting to CMYK. So this will be added. The only thing I can ask for you guys, look to the website. Thank you. And thanks for your attention.